Let's. Hi everyone. My name is Evgeny Shvarov, and we are starting the meetup with the winners and participants of InterSystems Datasets contest. The rules of the terms of today's evening, the agenda is to let winners present themselves and their solutions. And then we will answer questions. So any questions are very welcome. And also we'll announce the next topic for the contest. And actually we will discuss any input on how we can make contests better, what should we improve, what works, what doesn't, and what is the weather outside, and if everyone is healthy, which is one of the most important topics too for now. Okay, and as usual, so you guys, winners, you have 5 minutes to present yourself and your solution. And actually, I will start maybe with a word from myself that I'm very pleased with the applications. So we have almost a dozen of new data sets that were contributed to InterSystems Open Exchange. Thank you so much. And it's a great contribution to InterSystems developer community. And also we have Benjamin Dubois here, product manager of InterSystems. Benjamin, do you want to say any words with us?
Yeah, I thought it was a great contest. I thought we saw some really nice things, and whereas many of the past contests have given us some great applications to look at, these this time with the data sets, and that was actually also our intent, we've not only seen nice applications, but also data sets that others could start working with, be it for an experiment or be it for building a new application on. So I'm curious to see if in the next contest somebody will be reusing an entry from the dataset contest and taking advantage of the sort of wrapping and packaging exercise that we have here. Also specifically, we I think not entirely the first time, but through the questionnaire we got some really nice feedback on this new product feature. So which was coinciding in preview mode. So we'll be using the feedback that you provided through your through the questionnaire to drive the further development of our product, specifically in this case on load data and some other features. So thanks again for the great submissions.
Great, thank you, Benjamin, and I second you for using our newest feature, load data, and more than 50% of applications try it and use it. Thank you, and for the question, it's great feedback. Okay, we'll start, and I pass the floor to Dmitry Maslennikov, who is one of the winners. So Dmitry, please introduce yourself and share your application with us. So you have 5 minutes. Let's go.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Dmitry Maslennikov, moderator on developer community, co-founder of CaretDev company. So enough for me. Back to go to project. This time for dataset contest, it was also possible to create some populate some data. So I created a library to populate data, and it's a very known leader on population of data is a Faker. Faker was made on many different languages, Node.js, Ruby, PHP, and even Python. So as soon as we have already Python embedded in Iris, so I decided to embed Python as Faker inside. So I implemented it, and it was very interesting experience. So like class half of object script, half of Python code, and some of the features like working very smoothly. Like I can call methods by name, methods from like class, call it from Python code just by name, and it was very interesting that it happened to work. And yeah, so like most of the code can be just regenerated if I would need to add some more data. Like I just need to provide methods from Python Faker to this module. I can just add one more method and describe how to get this data, and that's it. It will appear everywhere. Will generate. I have some UI for it, and it's here. So it's just a small Bootstrap application, React application. It gets list of data types directly from server just through API. When you enter field, it's generate after when you typing. Just for demo, for preview, this rows, you can increase how much money, how much rows you would like to see, refresh to see. It's just a preview. But then you can, when you decided to it's enough, you need these fields, so on, you just decide how many rows you need, class name, create it or not. If you already have it with the same field names, or you would like to just add more data to the same fields, or just add one more column, or I create new class. All looks good. I have no errors on the server, and go to SQL and community. Yep, and we have this fake data generated, 100 rows as we requested. I have also unit tests here, which can be used as an example of how to generate data programmatically. So here, one of the tests is just generates JSON on the fly. Here is just some Python is ways looks not so good in object script, but anyway, this just very simple JSON with like 2 columns, person name, date of birth, and it passed to Faker and it generates. It's just for preview or to some class. So like as an example, it can be used. I have a few got a few issues with Python embedded. Like Faker, it's an external module for Python, so I had to install it with pip. But I working in Docker, and with vanilla Docker image of latest preview version of Iris, where we have Python embedded. I didn't find pip installed there, only just Python, and it makes no sense at all because I have no way to add anything else there. So like I had to wrap it as a in Docker for development. So I add the Python pip and install what I needed. Like if it's possible to install this module with ZPM, but no way to install Faker as Python dependency. If I would even try to install it, but it's mostly you don't have it there. The only way to install Python 3 is to have root, but it's doesn't have it in runtime, so only in build. And another issue is like there was I found a method in the class %sys Python like mentioned to install dependencies, but this method is deprecated already. So you have to install it like outside, not from inside of Iris, and it was quite strange. But I managed to work with it like in development environment. But for when you install it with ZPM, you just need to manually install Faker outside by yourself, and it will work. Yep. So that's it.
Dima. Thanks, Dima. Really impressive application and great feedback. So I hope a lot of developers will benefit from your Faker app. Benjamin, Tom, do you want to comment this anyhow? Any questions to Dmitry also? I just sorry. Okay, Robert, go ahead.
Dmitry, you know, I sent you a mail and I was very skeptic in the first moment. As you know, we had our populate, but this is by dimensions better since, and I was very pleased about all the possibilities to tune it to your localization, things like genders, addresses, and all the stuff. And I really would like to have this interface as a standard available instead of populate. Since populate is, or let's say 20 years old, and the names there, the people don't probably not even live anymore. So, and I was very, very pleased to have this in. The other experience, as you mentioned with pip, I also struggled across this. And the only way I found was during Docker build to install pip and to have it in, which is in a normal environment. Yeah, don't know how. I personally found it's a mistake of the container not to have pip in, to have embedded Python but no pip. You cannot have all the possible environments like to include Panda, and you won't get it. So you have to do it, otherwise it doesn't make much sense. But it was very, very pleased, and I liked it very much, since you can really tune your data exactly to your case, and that's the important thing. With populate, you are more or less random data, nothing more. Great stuff.
Thanks, Robert. And I second here that it is really amazing app, and this localization option with in a particular, to have a fake data in a particular language. That's very impressive. And just to answer about the package manager issue, I think in the next generations, next versions of package manager, we will add an option how to solve the dependencies on on Python packages. So because it's obvious that we need it, and we'll do our best how to organically introduce it. And again, thank you, Dmitry, for revealing this issue so fast. Okay, this was Dmitry with the Faker. Just a small note that I hope you will never follow what the creator of Faker JS did, like that he spoiled the. It is open source. It's a famous story, you know, that I wasn't unpleased that everybody uses it and no one pays money, and he just spoiled the soft. So nevertheless, we still able to use the Faker.js, Faker, and thank you. So, and now I pass the floor to our next winner. So Muhammad Waseem. So Muhammad, correct me if I'm wrong with your name. So I mean, you are really first time joining this party of winners, and I hope not the last time. So all the experts and community were unanimous in congratulating you, and you did a really great contribution. Please, you have your 5 or maybe 6 minutes because you are new to introduce yourself and make a demo. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Is it shared? Yeah, can you see my screen, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is Muhammad Waseem. I am basically from Lahore, Pakistan, and currently living at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I am working as a HIS team lead at International Medical Center, IMC, Jeddah. I'm having around 23 years of experience in software engineering, mainly in health sector, financial, and ERP systems. I am introduced to the InterSystem because our hospital, International Medical Center, is now the partner of InterSystem, and we are implementing track care hopefully within a few months. So that's why I introduced to the InterSystem, and I joined the community. And for the last few months, I really learned a lot from the community. Thanks to all the members, they are very helpful. And once I start learning, and I just fell in love with all this technology. So this is our lovely hospital. This is International Medical Center, Jeddah. So this is this is the layout of my application. Basically, it contains 12 data sets and 43 tables. So the online demo is available. We can see all the details as well from there before installing. And some of the features in the application, mainly it's creating dynamically all the tables and loading the data. It's just getting the folder name. We are passing the number, and based on that, it's getting the name of the data set. And based on the data set, it's searching the folder, it's reading all the files. And from the file is from the first line of the file in the CSV file, it considering as a header, and constructing a table, the column name based on the this field name, the first line. And for the next rest of the data, it's guessing the data type, and then it's creating the table. And after that, it's creating the table and then loading the data. So this is the main feature of this application. It's mean that it's really flexible. We can add as many data sets we can. And then we are using load data, the new functionality. And we can do it either by terminal or either by using the application. And same way, we can remove the data set just by one command. We can just remove it either by terminal or by the web application. And we can also dynamically view the data. Dynamically mean the construction of the data and the table is also is runtime. Again, it's just taking the table name, and based on the table name, it's getting the column name, and based on the column name, it's constructing the data. I'm using a data table, so I'm generating the this TD and TR based on that data. So it's all runtime. And then we can import the data into CSV, Excel, or PDF format. And this is a responsive web application. As I also already mentioned there, that I'm using one template, it's free template. And so it will work with any resolution. And this all of the data sets can be installed or removed by one command. If we pass 999 to the function, it will create all the data sets, and even it can remove all the data sets. And the last, I'm using this SQL diagnosis features as well, along with the load data. So now let's move to the demo. So this is, so highlight, this is the link. I just have, I'm using this Docker. So currently this dataset is not installed. So I'm using ZPM to install the dataset. So
Muhammad, I think we cannot see this, so we see the PowerPoint.
Okay, let me again stop and share maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is it?
Okay. Now it's terminal, huh?
Okay, now it's terminal. Now I'm just installing the dataset by just using the ZPM. So it's dataset. Okay, so it's installing. Okay, so that's it. So it's already installed the dataset. To just make sure, we can just check, issue a list command to see if everything is okay. So we can have just type it here. This is just the same, the utility function, just listing down. So we issue the list command is saying that these are all the data sets, the source, license, and the status. So currently it's not installed. So now let's install one data set. So we can just install by issuing this command. Just say import and ds. And we have to pass the ID, it's already here, any of the ID. Let's take the first one and enter. So now what it's doing is taking this table and it's importing the data. Okay, so it's importing some of them and some of them is error. Maybe I need to restart the container. But anyway, some of them is already loaded here. So this we can, now if we can go to the list. So it's saying, yeah, this is installed. The status is installed. So we can view this by going to the SQL. So as we can see,
again, we don't see this.
I think how can I share all the screens? Looks like it's only coming the screen which I'm sharing.
But if we please go ahead and just close this and share the screen, so we're good. But we see your terminal at the moment.
Okay, anyway, so it's it's installed, and if we want to remove, so let's just we have to issue this command, remove dataset 1, and that's it. So it's remove the dataset. If again we go to the list, so we can see it's removed all the dataset. So same we can do from the website. So let me open and I will reshare my screen.
Sure.
Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, so this is the interface for the web application. So as you see, currently only this application, this dataset is installed. So let me install any other one. Just we can do it just by clicking this button, install dataset. Currently it's showing not installed. Just I'm saying install. and it's installed. The data set is installed, and 768 rows are loaded, and this is a diagnosis ID. Say, okay, now the status change to installed, and I can see the list from here. So it's saying the table is here, number of records. Once we click, it will display all the data. This is a data table. And from here, we can just export the table with any format. Just click and it will retrieve all the data. So, and same way, again, we go to the dashboard, same status, and we can just click and it will remove the data table. So that's it. So this is a demo. So the main thing here that I'm planning to inject more data sets. As I told you before, that this is really flexible. So we can just add as many as data sets. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad. Really impressive UI and the approach, and actually the impressive the set of features. So thank you. So and also you installed with ZPM, and you made a demo. So I mean, it's really great, and this also impressed all experts and community votes for you. So okay, any questions to Muhammad? Any comments?
Yeah, I wanted to add that, as some of you may already know, or at least in IRIS, we're working on a new. It's a long-term project, working on a new user interface for SQL developer, SQL users, and one of the patterns or types of interactions that we had in mind was make it easy for people to install a new data set. Could be a demo data set, could be from some corporate repository. And the submission that Muhammad contributed is a really good example of what we were thinking of. So I've very gratefully used the link to your application as an example internally to discuss with the UX team what we're looking for.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin.
At
the end, I am really thankful to Mr. Rangwe Shawarwa. He really helped me a lot, and we have a lot of communication during this contest. Thank you.
Yes, sure, Muhammad. I actually like that how you deal with like licenses and the sources. So it's really important. It's very important, and you took it into account. Okay, great. Congratulations. Thanks for this contribution. I think all these data sets will be helpful to developer community, and the approach on the UI and approach the usage of Docker, ZPM. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And please, we are looking for your more contributions in the contest and just contributions to open source in community. Thank you very much, Muhammad. And I think you are close to Dmitry, so you are close. Dmitry is in United Emirates now. Maybe you guys can chat and meet. So I mean, okay, great then. So now I'm happy to pass the floor to our next winner, and now we are going to another part of the world, Latin America. And YURI, please. Could you present your solution and tell us who you are, where you're from, so things like that. Okay, 5 minutes are yours.
Hi, my name is YURI. I'm from Brazil. My app is about health data sets, and I will show it now. I will share my screen. Okay. My app is health data sets. This app deploys 10 health data sets. Data about diabetes, breast cancer, health disease, dementia, hepatitis, kidney disease, hospital mortality, maternal risk, life expectancy, and pollution deaths are data sets created to be used in machine learning projects. So these data sets are using float precision in the data, and the data was qualified to be more precise in prediction scenarios. So we have classes with float precision. We have classes with float precision in scale 7, 8 to be precise in AutoML projects. I imported the data using CSV Gen. It's a great tool to import CSV data from the internet or local data. And I created a demo, use a data set from my app, doing AutoML. So I will present this app. To predict maternal risk, I used my app. This app predict maternal risk is in Open Exchange predict maternal risk. This app working with my data sets maternal health risk. I created a view to train my app. And I create a second view to validate my AutoML training. I created the maternal risk model, predict risk level column. I train the model and validate my model with the second view. So the model is ready to be used to predict new cases of maternal risk. So I can do a select predicted in this model. And I get great results. Okay, as you can see, my app is predicting maternal risk, and I predicted mid-risk in this case, and the real risk was mid-risk too. So the data set is good. It was a good option to predict future cases on maternal risk. So we have another 9 data sets to do the other prediction scenarios. So it's my app.
Yuri, thank you very much, and we appreciate that your contribution to developer community and Open Exchange, and also what I like that not only that you use SysVGen, thank you, but also that you contributed another application that shows the usage. So we introduced this challenge, this like bonus, additional bonus, and some participants used it, and actually we like that you reacted, you introduced like demo applications. This is another great contribution to the community, because it's not only like data sets, but also, okay, how to use it. And sometimes when you really use it, you understand, is it like helpful, or is the way you deploy data sets is helpful in usage and things like that. This is why we introduced it and use it. Thank you. And it's really great also to see the implementation of yet another InterSystems technology and feature, integrated ML. I think if Tom Dr. is still with us, he could, but he's not, I think, yeah. Anyway, do we have any questions, comments to Yuri? There are no comments, questions so far. Yuri, just thank you very much for yet another great contribution. And I pass the floor to our another winner. It's a team of another team from Brazil, José and Enrique, and today we have José only here, yes, to represent the team. Please, José, tell us about your solution and about yourself, of course, and you have your floor, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me share my screen. I see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So let me. Okay. So as thank you even for introducing me. I'm José, and me and Enrique create an application for grabbing data sets from Kaggle and Socrata, which called Kaggle Socrata Narrator. It's not so clever name, but it's explicitly. So, well, so me and Enrique created this application. I'm Brazilian, 37 years old, and I'm working with InterSystems technology since in 2010, so 12 years. Enrique is also Brazilian, also 37 years old, and he worked with InterSystems since 2003. So first, let me talk about our ideas. So when we knows about this context, we thought, so why about, instead of getting a set of data sets, let users to search for data sets in the a lot of dataset providers we had in the internet, and create a bridge to install this dataset into Iris. So this is our main idea to this project, and how we did it. So we used, of course, Iris, but also we used the Kaggle API, the Socrata API. Socrata, I didn't know about Socrata, so I get touching with this provider through Raj post about this context. So it's a really great source of data sets. It's data sets for government mainly. So it's really nice data to you do things like enrich your data set, test hypotheses, and so on. And Kaggle is one of the most used dataset provider in the world. And also we used CSVGen for importing this dataset, because it's a great tool, because it creates the class schema from the dataset, from the CSV columns and data and rows. So this helped a lot. We also try to, we need to do some little changes in the CSV for example, for being non-verbose when compile classes, but we also we must almost use as it is built in the OpenExchange repository. So now I will show the application. Our application you can use by the command line, by the API, or by a user interface. So I will first show you a quick demo on how to use the interface. The command line interface. So it's very simple. You just need to create a service for a specific API, and then and then runs the install dataset method. You pass JSON as an argument, and you have created and CSG. Actually, we imported the dataset from Socrata, performed some data cleansing in the dataset in order to make easy for CSV gen import it. So we created a class here and imported about 1,000 records. So we can also see the same functionality in our API. For example, you can import datasets using the import endpoint, and using this API, we also created a user interface where to make it easier for users. So you have the option to use Socrata or Kaggle. For example, let's use Socrata again. So let's say you want to, we would like to search for a crime data set. So now we have the results for Socrata. We bring the license here in this column to users be able to choose what kind of license he or she want to use. We also have programming our interface for not allow data sets without license. So you got an errors if you try to import data sets without license. We also provide a link to the data set in the provider, so you can get more information here about the data set. And let me just remember which data set I prepare here, XXU9, all right? Because some data sets are big and we don't have time for this. So here we have details about the data set, description, the schema, the name of the column, the data types of columns, and so on. And you can download the data set. And here we have the same data set as the YURI attention. So and as as you can see, you can perform the same search using Kaggle. In Kaggle, you have just one extra step, which is you need to provide your API key here. So you need to provide kind of credentials. You can check in our README markdown file at GitHub on how to got these keys. But once you have configured, it's stored in the backend. So you just need to do this one time. So let's again to search about crimes here. And we have here the Kaggle results. As this, it is the same interface. You have the license and the link columns here and other informations. So also you can order by license. So let me check which is the 4098. Okay, so 4098 is this one. Kaggle has a nice information about the size of the data set. We can't, unfortunately, we can't found this information Socrata. Maybe we didn't search properly, but so in Kaggle you have the size. So it's a nice information about if you want to decide if you want to download this data set. Also have information about this data set, column name and data types, and you can download it. You have some feedback here. Now data loading, I'm now installing, and installing is taking some time. Okay, imported about 60,000 records here, and you can check out the imported data sets in the portal at the SQL. SQL in the Iris app namespace. So you had here the imported data sets. And let me check if there's someone. No, it's okay. Okay. Now let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so what about the next steps? Firstly, we would be nice to add a new capability of browsing Kaggle sources with multiple files. At this first version, our application just get the first data set, the first file in the data set. So it's would be nice to give the user the opportunity to navigate it on all the files and choose which one he or she wants to download. Also, we designed our application to be easy to attach new dataset providers like Scan or UCI machine learning repository. We also would like to add capability of installing datasets in other format than CSV. We have datasets in JSON and Excel format, so on. Some enhancement on API and user interface are also welcome, like informing the download and the download size of which side of the progress of the file size, which are with the system that are loading, and installation progress. This would be nice for big data sets, and a lot of other minor steps here, because we just have 2 weeks to build the application, and of course there are a lot of other improvements. So that is it. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, José. Very impressive. Again, so I think it's a fantastic way, like a gateway for InterSystems developers of the community to load datasets from Kaggle, from Socrata, and maybe from more other sources. Nice thing about licenses, I really appreciate that you guys all took this into account and play it in different ways. Thank you. Very impressive. Thanks for contributing this. Thanks for making this available to the community members. I'm just happy to be a member of community and to start using things like that, like you guys contribute.
Sure.
Any comments, questions to José and Enrique? They're both okay. So José, okay. Hey, Raj.
Hey, I would just say I'm just so happy to see the API to Socrata in Kaggle, obviously, because it opens up so many data sets to easily be imported, you know, thousands of really useful things. So it's great to have. I hope I can find some time to help work on it with you and improve it.
Would be real nice. Thank you.
Thanks, Raj. Any more comments to José? Okay, there are no comments so far, but I just wanted yet another time say thank you so much for such a great contributions. You were very it was very impressive. I mean, in regard that how interesting are contributions that from different parts, like a fake data or real data sets, even small but very real, and that you use ZPM, then Docker. So, and this comes also to discussion what will be how could we improve the experience with the contests, and while you are thinking, so I'll announce the new topic for the next contest that will be starting on the 7th of February, and the topic will be Python. That Yuri nicely predicted in the chat. So yes, embedded Python, native API are very welcome. For the implementation, you can start thinking about that, and maybe in a few days, today, tomorrow, we will announce it officially on developer community. And any comments, any suggestions on how we can better do the experience with contests are very welcome. So just now, I mean, so you can do that. I'm just very impressed. So José, I was while watching your presentation, I noticed that you have a temperature indicator that is 31 Celsius plus. It's amazing. So you guys in the middle of summer there, and we have minus 12, I believe it is for now. So it's
I'm always think about it. You can exchange heat. We can donate some heat for you. You can, because it's not good. 31 degrees Celsius is not good.
I don't believe you now. Okay. So okay, Python is the next topic, embedded Python. I wish, Dmitry, I say that we will include the option to install dependencies with Python with the package manager, but it will not be ready next month.
Yes, yes.
So anyway, so but okay. So
Python is a very interesting topic, because in this context, I have the opportunity to use Python to deal with a real necessity. I need to handle on zip files, so it was pretty easy to do this with Python, and just Google it, Python zip and unzip in case, and found the answer in 5 seconds. So this is really amazing improvement for Iris using Python. So the next context will be great. Sure.
Cool. Yeah, just for the record, you will still be able to use ObjectScript. No, no ban for ObjectScript yet.
Of course.
But yeah, Python is very old. So really pleased with the results, with your stories, and actually I can confirm, share with you that, guys, as soon as that you win and participate, like in winning presentations, your presentation level increases. So I mean, you train here as well. So I wish you repeat this with some other great contributions. Also, I'm really happy to see new faces. Muhammad, thank you. So in you guys, you have a new competition here. And I just wish you a great January and good weather and not very good. And stay healthy and see you on developer community. And
One announcement.
Sorry. Okay, sure.
Speaking of presentations, we're gonna go back to an in-person developer conference, user conference in the middle of the year. So if you need to get your travel requests in with your companies, now is a good time to start thinking about it, because we really hope to see everybody there.
Yes, and notice that the reward in Global Masters that you can redeem your points for a travel to a global summit. For those who, and for moderators, we have this ticket in advance, but for also it is available as a reward. So please check the rewards section in Global Masters. Okay, great. Happy to see you guys. Thanks, Raj, for the announcement. It will be soon, in a few months. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye then.
Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.